When an avoidant dumps or discards a partner, they tend to tell themselves a pretty predictable series of lies. And those lies that they tell themselves are specifically designed to escape accountability. Because if they escape accountability, that internal accountability, they get to escape their own inner shame and they get to avoid feeling it. Let's get into those lies. The first lie they'll tell themselves is that you, deserve someone better. Now, this can sound great, it can sound noble, but in reality, what they are doing is downplaying their lack of effort. They are downplaying their lack of desire for growth to show up for you. Lack of effort and lack of consistency and lack of growth in meeting your needs and being the partner that you truly deserve. So rather than taking accountability for their shortcomings, their deficiencies, and rather than saying, hey, I could put more effort into showing up for this person and learning how to be a better partner, they just say, well, they deserve someone better. That absolves them from their lack of effort for growing, showing up, etc. Lie number 2, they blame you, their partner, for needing normal relationship things. Oh, they were just too needy. They were just too demanding of me. They wanted too much. And even when it's simply just looking for regular communication, spending time together, wanting to put a label on it, normal, healthy relationship things. But if they downplay those things as being too needy and too demanding and asking too much, they get to shift the responsibility and the blame of the relationship failure from themselves over to the other person. See, now it's not their fault, it's their partner's fault. So they get to escape accountability and they don't have to face that inner shame. Number 3, it wasn't that serious. It was just a casual relationship. It wasn't anything all that significant. We were just having a little time together. We were just having a little fun. It was a fling. Downplaying the significance and the seriousness of the relationship. They may have actually put a title on it with you, or if they didn't, they acted like it was a really serious, committed relationship with real intentions. But if they can downplay that, they get to downplay the overall significance of the relationship, which makes it not a big deal that they ended it. Again, escaping that inner accountability so they don't have to own the fact that they led you, their partner, to believe that it was something real and serious with the future. Get to escape that accountability and make it sound like, well, it was just a little fling and it was not a big deal. Number 4, I just wasn't that into them, you, anyway. I really didn't like them all that much. Downplaying their feelings and attraction for you, their partner. Because if they convinced themselves that they really weren't all that into you, then they really had no choice but to leave. I mean, who would want to stay with the person that you're not all that into? Now, they may have really been attracted to you, really liked you, and maybe even told themselves that they thought that you were the one for them. But now they're flipping the script and saying, oh yeah, they weren't really all that great. I just wasn't that into them. And if I was, well, clearly I wouldn't have lost feelings. So now, again, escaping accountability and making it so it's not really their fault because they just weren't into you. And, well, maybe if you were better, they would have been more into you. Number 5, it's for the better. Both of us, we're better off anyway. By making it sound like there's mutual benefit, they get to downplay the seriousness of how they hurt you and their role in ending the relationship and breaking your heart. Justifying, well, I really, I'm just too busy with work, so I'm better off with that. And, they have their hobbies and now they have more time to spend with their hobbies. Or any manufactured excuse to justify why the two of you are better off without each other. Because if it benefits both of you, then they don't have to feel as selfish and they're just doing something that's noble for the greater good, escaping accountability again. And number 6, we were just incompatible. This one they can pin on anything. And it's usually something really petty and manufactured to justify an incompatibility, so they have the perfect excuse to leave and it not be their fault. Well, they just really like to drink coffee, and I'm more into energy drinks. I mean, that's just, we couldn't even go to coffee shops together. We wouldn't even be looking for the same thing. Or I really like drama movies and they're into thrillers. I mean, we'd have a hard time picking out movies together. They really want a vacation and travel in Europe, and I'm really more interested in exploring Asia. That would just be a major incompatibility. Finding petty little things to say that you're incompatible over, rather than recognizing that two individuals, two human beings, are never going to 100% agree on everything and have 100% the same interests. But by focusing on any tiny little difference between you and them, they can claim it's incompatibility, that it was evidence that it was never going to work, and now it's not their fault. The two of you just weren't compatible. So they get to escape accountability and escape facing that shame and facing any kind of ownership for the way that they hurt you and pulled the rug from under your feet. The reason they make up these lies and tell themselves is so they escape inner accountability, so they don't have to face the shame. Shame is the driving force behind dismissive avoidant attachment. And that shame, it comes from consistent emotional neglect in childhood. Growing up in households where you don't talk about feelings, their own feelings were rejected and dismissed. Families, where you don't really say, I love you, parents not really nurturing the children. Thing is, they often don't even realize that they were neglected, but subconsciously, they personalize that neglect, growing up to feel like they're defective, not lovable, like there's something wrong with them. They personalize it on a subconscious level that they're not even aware of, but they have this wound of defectiveness. This is why accountability is so difficult for them, because if they were to take ownership of any kind of wrongdoing and saying, hey, I did this wrong, I hurt this person, in their mind, it just confirms their own defectiveness. See, I did this wrong and I hurt them because I'm defective, because I'm a bad person. It's too painful. So they look for ways to escape that accountability, so they get to avoid confronting their inner wound of shame. Accountability is so painful, so profoundly painful for a dismissive avoidant. They avoid it at all costs.